everyone, it's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I am here today for your awesome Tabata HIIT workout. So we start in 4 minutes. 4 minutes, we're going to start our warm-up. Most of today's exercises are going to be body weight only. We are going to bring a weight into play at the end of the workout. I'm just trying to be as mindful as possible for everyone at home who is still struggling to find equipment. Or maybe you've been working out with weights this whole time and you're stronger than the weights that you have. You can do more than that. So we're going to focus on those body weight exercises, which means you can get in as many reps as possible for each move, making sure that you're focusing on good form. I highly encourage you, if you have an opportunity, to put on some music. Finding the beat from some music, as long as you can still hear me or see what's going on, is going to help you stay energized, to help you keep moving throughout the whole workout, maybe even taking some dance breaks on our 10-second intervals. I promise you that when I'm working out alone, oh my God, the music is half of the time why I show up to a workout. Sometimes I just put music on and then I end up working out because the music is so good and I just want to move. So I hope that you'll consider that. Grab yourself some water. I'm gonna mess around with the lights for a little bit because I'm there's no overhead lighting in here. Well, there's like one overhead light and it's all the way in the hallway and it's very much not helpful while we're teaching class. So all we can do is the best that we can with everything that we have today. And that's going to include lights, camera, and action. Got a full glass of high quality H2O. Go ahead and turn off the volume on my computer so we don't get interrupted. See me while I'm standing here. It is very cold in here, so I'm currently wearing a sweatshirt, which I have no doubt I will highly regret as we continue on through today's workout, but I'm wearing what I'm wearing and it is what it is. Great. Just gonna clear my space. I encourage you to do the same. Taught an awesome yoga class this morning, so I'm feeling a little bit more relaxed, got a little more space so I can bring on the strength. Oh my gosh, I was giving a friend a video tour of my apartment the other day and I just noticed that their jaw was dropping open at the amount of exercise equipment that I have around here. It's a lot. It's a lot. If I haven't told you, the rug in my bedroom is a 3-person exercise mat because those come in handy, especially now. Great, it's 4:30. Grab a couple sips of water. I'm gonna get my timer going. Create your space. I'm gonna change this other timer for us really fast so that we don't end up doing an extraordinarily long set. I'm ready, you're ready, let's do this. Okay, so we'll get started our usual way. Just a nice little lateral side to side step tap. Getting some movement in those shoulders. I hope the rest of you are like me. I carry so much tension in my shoulders. Change direction of those shoulder circles. Not gonna say that my desk space is the most ergonomic possible. So there's definitely some discomfort in those shoulders. Okay, so we're gonna switch to a nice little pull back with a hamstring curl. really think about trying to kick your own butt. But I want you to engage a little bit more of your glutes than you would if you were simply kicking your own butt. So maybe even pressing back like you're shutting a door. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Switch to high knees. Here we go. I'm going to do a nice wide high knee, overhead reach and pull. Keeping the intensity really low here, just warming up. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's switch to some good afternoon. Stretch those arms up to the ceiling. Pull your belly in nice and tight. Send those hips out behind you. On your exhale, feel the big stretch in your hamstrings. Inhale. Lift yourself up if you need to take a slight bend of those knees. Take that bend of the knees. Enjoy as flat of a back as you can today. Exhale down. Really stretch through those fingers. Inhale up. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Inhale, lift up, come on down to the end of your mat. Keep those arms up overhead. Pull your belly in nice and tight. Stretch up towards the ceiling. Use your inhale. Reach up, belly tight. Exhale. Fingertips come down towards the floor. Let's walk ourselves out into a plank. And then walk yourself back in. Inhale, come all the way up and reach up. Exhale, you can bend your knees if you need to. You can have your knees bent as you walk out into the plank. I want you to focus on shifting your weight forward, squeezing your glutes, pulling your belly in, and then keeping that stomach sucked in as you press up and back. I'm just going to tuck my tank top in like a real winner. Y'all keep going. Let's get 4 more. I'll do 3 more so that we're even on time, hopefully. You weren't waiting with me. You're at home. Hopefully no one's around. Even if they are, they should be your family. It's okay if you show a little skin tone. If you don't want to leave the room. If you don't want to see. Also, if you don't want them to see, you can also just say, leave the room, get out of here. All right, let's walk on out to the plank. We're going to hang out here for 5, 4, 3, 2, stay up, turn into a side plank, rotate on those feet. 4, 3, 2, 1, back to your straight arm plank. 4, 3, 2, 1, other side. 4, 3, 2, 1, coming into that plank, step that left foot forward. Nice big stretch. Inhale, stretch your left arm up towards the ceiling. Oh, I meant to tell you opposites, okay? Whatever, we're just warming up. Stretch your other foot forward. Inhale, stretch that same arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it down. 2 more times each side. Find that nice big open. Back to your plank. Step up into your little hip opener. Plank 1 more time each side. Step it back to a plank last time. This time send your feet back. Go ahead, send your hips up towards the ceiling. Coming into down dog for a moment. Pedal those feet. Oh, find any stretches that feel good in your shoulders. Start to walk those feet forward. From here, we're just gonna heel toe our feet out a little bit wider, bend those knees, come on down into a deep squat, send those hips up as deep as feels good for you. Maybe you're not quite as warm as I'm feeling today, that's all right. You're gonna have an opportunity to just keep warming that body up before we come into our first move, which honestly is squats. So go ahead, take a nice big bend of your knees, transfer your hands to your thighs, drop that left shoulder forward. Keep some weight in your heels. Back through center, bring that right shoulder forward. Back towards the center, slowly, gently roll yourself up. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, bring those arms down. Awesome. I want you to just keep moving. Maybe you're just gonna march in place. Maybe you want to come into a box or shuffle, whatever feels good for you. I'm just going to tell you a little bit what's happening in round one. Okay, so round one, we're going to start off with some squats. Starting off with the easiest version of squats for a lot of today's moves, for a couple of today's moves. Okay, for this move, I'm going to offer you ways to increase the intensity. We're just doing 1 minute of work one way. Next minute of work a little different. Same all the way up towards the end. If we get to an intensity that you're like, no, go back to what we did a little bit before. If it's still feeling too intense, you can always slow it down. You can take a more intense move and slow it down. I just want you to know that you're challenging yourself, and that's something that you feel internally. What's your rate of perceived exertion? If you don't feel like you put anything out there, could you have moved a little bit faster? Deep, deep thoughts. All right, so for that squat form, we're going to start off with a nice narrow squat for today. No goddess squat, sorry. We're working the legs a little bit more than we're working that booty. I guess I'll stand on my mat. All right, for the first 20 seconds, we're just going to go up and down. But I really want you to focus after you go down on squeezing and pressing those hips forward on the up and on standing up through your heels. So all of your feet are down on the floor, but maybe your toes are even wiggling just a little bit. Weight in your heels to press and stand up and squeeze your glutes. So much talking. I just wanted to give you a little bit more time to march in place, so I hope you didn't just stand there like I did. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1, squat, up and down. Now if you want to, you can even reach your arms forward. I just like to bring my hands up towards my chest. Encourages me to keep that chest up. Now if you're listening to music, it's a lot easier to stick to a beat. I am not listening to music. I'm listening to the delightful sound of my own voice. It is truly amazing. Take a break. But music can really help you maybe find a little bit of a faster pace. So if you can move faster than me, go for it. If you need to move slower, right now, same thing. Just up and down, squeeze at the top. I like to inhale down so that I can get my hips a little bit lower so that there's more space in my belly. Exhale as I press and squeeze at the top. Really focusing on squeezing the glutes, not just locking your knees. Take a break. All right, next up, we're going to squat and step your feet together from the squat. Begin. So squat, step together. Squat, touch those heels towards each other. That's it. If this doesn't work for you, go ahead, just keep it at a squat and a squeeze. Make sure as you lift up that you're squeezing that leg that you're pressing into his glute. Take a break. Same thing's coming up again. 3, 2, 1. So squat and step together. Really work. Keep that weight in your heels. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Don't lose the glute squeeze at the top. Keep breathing. A couple more seconds right here. Awesome. We're going to change it up again for our third round. We're going to step out and squat, step in, step out, squat. So just alternating step outs each time. Find that pace that works for you. Remember, we're trying to challenge the pace. Once you have the move, I promise you, take a break. It's a little harder if you're talking. If you just want to talk back to me the whole time, I do. Begin. When I do personal workouts, oh my gosh, I talk along to the screen. They're like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm with you right now. Sometimes I'm like, I hate you so much. How is this still going? But you know what? I show up to improve myself. Take a break. So I want to feel like that. All right, if you want to work a little harder this time, we're going to do teeny little jump squats. Just keep on jumping up. Go for it. We're doing teeny ones because we're just really working to land light on those feet. Oops, sorry, timer. Make sure you're bringing the weight into your heels though. Take a break. One more time through. Pressing off through the heels. Oh, landing on the balls of the feet. 3, 2, begin. Nice work, y'all. 10 seconds left. Remember, if you don't want to jump, you can always go back to just squatting up and down. Maybe just stepping out. Feel the burn. Send those glutes back. You made it. Grab some water. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm glad I'm not alone. Sometimes I feel like they're talking to me on the screen. I was doing a workout the other day, and the guy said, "Don't you waste time fixing your shirt." Like he knew at that exact moment that I was about to waste time and fix my shirt. And he was right. I was home alone. Nobody's watching, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Yay. Grab that water. Come on down to the floor. Slow your breath down. We're going to relax those legs a little. In this next round, we're going to do mixing between some push-ups, and then we're going to do some back work. So for the first 2 rounds, you can stay here on your knees and get this delightful push-up. I'm going to be on my knees because I'm not ready for a push-up on my toes. My push-ups on my knees are getting so much better though. All right, and then for the next round, we're going to do back work. I want you to try to hold and lift for a full 20 seconds here with your arms bent like a W. You're just pulling those elbows up and back to squeeze your shoulder blades together. What a great break. Let's start with our push-ups in 3, 2, 1, begin. So just down and up. Remember, you're leading with your chest and shoulders. Chest is gonna touch down first. If you find that you're doing the worm and your pubic mound is touching down first and you're rolling back up, you get to step up into tabletop and give me some push-ups from right here. Take a break. If you feel like you really struggle with your push-ups, come into tabletop and try this next round out with me. Begin. You get to really focus on keeping your elbows close by your side, of pressing into those hands palms, of really working to activate that upper back. Keep that belly still pulled in. Do you feel it a little bit more in the shoulders? If you join me right here, take a break. Awesome. So next up, we're going to do our next 2 rounds of just getting in our W Superman. Begin. You get to keep your feet on the floor right here. So you can even press the tops of your feet down. This time your belly button and pubic mound can be pressed down towards the floor. Squeeze those glutes a little bit. Ooh, really work here to lift up that chest and release. Maybe make a pillow with your head. You can windshield wipe your feet to take the tension out of your back. Same thing starts again in 3, 2, begin. So taking little sips of air here. We call it 80-20 breathing. Leaving a little bit in your belly. See if you can lift up a little bit higher. Come into the last 5 seconds. Maybe you shake a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to work between the 2. We're going to get in a push-up, lower down, get in that back work. 3, 2, begin. So here I am going to do my push-ups, full body push-ups. And you know what? Maybe I'm going to go a little bit slower. Maybe I don't get quite as many in, challenging myself a little bit more while using that form. That's okay, take a break. You can switch back to your knees. You can mix in knees and toes. We're going to do the same variation throughout to the finish. 3, 2, 1. So a big push-up. And then squeeze. Can you add your feet in this time to lift your feet up? If not, that's okay. Remember, you're seeing what can you do today. Challenge yourself so hard. 3, 2, take a break. 2 more. That's it. 3, 2, 1, begin. Find that really big lift and squeeze. When you come into your Superman, make sure that those elbows are going down and back, but also up a little bit. Still making sure your push-up has your chest leading. We got 1 more, take a break. 3, 2, go for it. Don't be late, this is our last round. Last round of push-ups for the day, but I'm not gonna lie, we're staying down here on the floor for a little while. Really challenging the shoulders today. You're welcome. 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab yourself some water. I've talked to so many people during this amazing pandemic who find themselves, it's so typical as we're desk people to like get this hunch going on. You know, oh my gosh, nobody wants to have this like really horrible posture. So we're just gonna work to strengthen that upper back. We're finding opening of the chest so that we can draw those shoulder blades back again and look proud and amazing and confident. Grab that water. Oh, we've got some plank series coming up. 2 different plank series coming up in a row. And yeah, then we're going to do some abs. And then we're like pretty much done. So great, so great. Okay, so next up is going to be planks with a step out, and then planks with a knee drive. So we're gonna stick with 1 leg for the first 4 rounds of moves, and then we'll do the same thing with the opposite leg. So for our planks for a step out, being in a plank and just tapping out. Oh, sorry, step out and knee drive are together. Step out, knee drive. Step out, knee drive. We're still gonna stick with 1 leg the whole time, all 4, and then on the other side, same thing. Now, if you need to be in tabletop for this one, you can always tap out and still bring that knee towards your tricep, getting just a little bit more glute work. All right, I'm already tired. Let's go ahead and begin this. You can do this one on your forearms if you prefer. You know what? Let's actually mix it up. Let's do 2 straight arm, 2 forearm, and then we'll come back to those straight arms just to give our wrists a little bit of a break and get some variety. All right, we start in 3, 2, 1, begin. I'm doing my right leg first. Step out, knee drive, out, drive. What's happening with your upper body? You want to make sure that you're not working into some sort of a down dog. So keeping those shoulders forward towards your fingertips. Nice work. Round 1 is done. Come off your wrists if you want to. Shake it out. Then place them right back down. Step it out and begin. Tap, knee. Now remember, if you need to bring that opposite leg down, you can be right here even. Maybe straight legs, just supported with your left leg on the floor. Still getting a little ab work in. Nice work. Next up, we're gonna come on down to our forearms. Do the same thing. 3, 2, 1. So come into that plank. Make sure those glutes are engaged, that your belly is pulled in. Work to get your hips in line with or below your shoulders. You're already more than halfway. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. We got 1 more on this side. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Focus on that good form. If you find yourself in down dog here, then just bring that knee down towards the floor. Be supported. Focus on getting a little bit more range of motion. Tapping out and really driving that knee forward to your chest. Keep that back flat. Yay. One side is done. We're gonna go ahead and switch to the other side. I'm gonna come to the drier end of my mat. 3, 2, so straight arm, tap out, knee drive. Pull that belly in, engage that right glute. 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Take your break, shake it out. One more time, just like that, straight armed. 3, 2, 1. Your back should be so engaged right now. Shoulder blades squeezing towards each other. I'm gonna bring that knee down. Really pressing that hand palm into the floor. Keep those chest and shoulders forward. 3, 2, 1. Take a break. Awesome. Last 2 of our step out knee drive planks. Come into those forearms. 3, 2, begin. Get that plank going. If you need to take a break, can you keep moving if you bring a knee down? Can you just hang out and plank? Maybe you move a little bit slower. 3, 2, 1. Yay, we've got one more. I'm excited. I bet you're excited. 3, 2, 1. Pull that belly in. Make that body nice and straight. Guess what? Already passed halfway. Can you stick with me here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes. Oh. Grab some water. Stay close to the floor. Roll those shoulders out. I'm going to take a moment. Get a nice little stretch through that upper body. Because we're coming back down to the floor for some more planks. Who loves ya? I do. Honestly, I promise I do. Hey, did you know that you can communicate with us through Slack, you guys? Find our fitness and wellness channel. I'm working out. I can't think right now. I think it's like fitness-and-wellness. I promise I'll let you know later. But keep an eye out. It's coming down to the floor. We're going to stick with one side. Once again, all 4 rounds. So first up in our side plank, we're going to do a side plank with a hip dip. It's going to be your choice if you're going to be on a straight arm or a forearm. I'm going to just let you know that after we do the hip dip for 2 rounds, we're going to do a side plank with rotation. If you can at least lift that lower knee off of the floor, awesome. You can still go for a hip dip right here. You can have that lower leg supported on the floor. You can have one foot in front of you. You can do whatever you need to do just to keep going. Find what works for you. We start in 3, 2, 1. Stretch your upper arm up towards the sky. Just find that lower leg and lift. Having your top leg in front of you and that foot ground on the floor makes it so much easier than having both of those legs straight. 3, 2, 1. Find the challenge that works for you today. Maybe you start with both legs straight and then you're like, you know what, I need a little bit of help. You bring that top leg forward. Begin. Keep reaching that upper arm towards the sky. Think like there's a string from your hip. And we're pulling that string up towards the ceiling. Make sure you control on the way down as well. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Yay, sticking with this side. Next up, we're coming into those rotations. This time, bring your fingertips by your ear, and here we go. See if you can bring that elbow towards your opposite hand on the floor. and then open all the way back up towards the ceiling. I'm using my inhale to open and my exhale to close. Take a break. We got one more time through. 3, 2, 1. Lift up. Here we go. Work to bring that elbow towards the floor. You notice I don't have my upper hand actually touching my head. So there's no pressure of the hand pulling on my head or my neck. I'm really just focusing on using my core to find the rotation as much as possible. Take a break, and to keep that ear in line with my elbow. All right, let's come on to the other side. Other side, hip dips. 2, 1, begin. Give as much love to this second side as you gave to the first. I know that it still worked a little in supporting. A little, let's be real, worked a lot in supporting. 3, 2, 1. Great work. You got one more, just like that. Legs aren't so bad. 3, 2, 1. There's always a way. Even if you're right here on your knees, you can still really reach that upper hip up towards the ceiling. Still getting some work into that shoulder, just building strength today that you can use more tomorrow. 3, 2, 1. Take a break. All right, next we're gonna find that rotation. I mean, it was like barely a year ago at this time. 3, 2, 1. That I got cleared from doing physical therapy for tearing the labrum off of my right shoulder. I couldn't even lift my arm up overhead, let alone do a plank, especially after surgery. It took months. Take a break. But you know what? If you just keep showing up, you will see results. 3, 2, 1, begin. On the wall, right behind my computer, I have for myself the words, "You are making a difference. Keep it up. Results visible soon. Stick with it." I told a friend last night, he thought it was very inauthentic. Take a break for reading it off of a board. And I said, I just want to get it straight for myself. I want to make sure that every day I tell myself the right things to keep myself going. Okay, we got one more Tabata interval. How's time? Oh, so good. And then we're going to stand back up. We're going to use our weight. We've got two 2-minute intervals coming up. You're welcome. I know. I'm just letting you know. Grab some water. But for now, we're going to relax those shoulders. We're going to get into those abs. Once more, we got some boat pose. Okay, if you really need to for boat pose, you can always bring your hands, I don't even know what that is, behind your legs, because I want you to not have rounding here. You're working to lift up that chest. So either lifting up your chest, keeping your hands nice and open, reaching forward. To begin with, we're just going to hang out in boat pose. So remember, option to have your hands behind your knees, option to bring your hands there through the workout. To stay in it starts in 3, 2, open that chest and begin. Find one spot to look at, like a foot or two above your feet, and open up that chest. Find a little bit of a lean back, maybe even start to feel a little bit of a tremble, working those abs. All right, take a break, shake it out. We're gonna come right back into the same exact thing. Boat pose, begin. So as you can see, or if you're not looking at me, I'll just tell you, do my best to keep those shins parallel to the floor and in line with each other, just relaxed legs side by side. They're not actually touching each other, which is going to come into play for the rest of the moves that we're doing here. Take a break. All right, so next up, we're going to individually tap down one toe at a time on the floor. Begin. Keeping that chest open. Remember, you can still have your hands behind your legs right here to help you really work to find that draw back of shoulder blades towards each other. So gently pull those elbows back. Oh, that also makes it feel a little easier. Take a break on that lower back. Awesome. Really keep the belly pulled in as tight as possible and begin. See if you can slow that breath down even more. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Awesome. One more time, same thing. Right? Did we do those taps twice? No, I think we did. Okay, so this time we're going to extend one leg out and then the other. Just kidding, we're just gonna do one leg, draw it out and then bring it back in. But as you can see, as I extend out, I'm keeping my toes in line with each other, just straightening out one leg at a time. Ooh, take a break. Now we're gonna do the other leg. 3, 2, 1, begin. I was having a talk with one of y'all the other day about like, fake it till you make it. You know, but like, y'all, these moves are hard. This is hard. Keeping these legs in line with each other. Oh my gosh. All right, last 2. This time I'm encouraging you to really go for a V-sit the best that you can. If you can't get this V-sit on, begin. Go back to the last thing that we were doing. So one leg at a time. Oh my gosh. I'm falling here. I'm gonna switch back to one leg at a time. Oh, now back to coming into that V-sit if I can. Oh, take a break. Wow. So much being engaged. Last time. 3, 2, 1. So your heels are towards each other and your toes can gently be turned out. Oh my gosh. And the more that you bring those arms up towards overhead or in line with your ears, the more you're really going to feel that challenge, especially on that low back too. Oh, take a break. That's where things are tired for me. Okay, make your way back to your feet. Grab a quick sip of water. We've got our last 4 minutes of work. 2 minutes at a time. You're gonna grab a weight. Yeah, you're gonna grab a weight. Challenge yourself, especially for this first set. First set's gonna be a little bit easier. If you don't want to join me in the second set, that's fine. You can do this first set again. Okay, here's what's happening. We are going to, at the bottom, unilaterally, just alternating. You're gonna squat down, pick this up, and use the press through your heels to help you get the weight to your hand. 2 Arnold overhead presses, and then you're just, oops, those are my glasses. Then you're gonna just bring it back down, switch at the bottom. 2 Arnold presses. Yay, that's it. We've got 2 minutes of that. 2 minutes of that. The weight that you have is really going to, you know what, I'm just going to switch to this timer. The weight that you have is really going to dictate the speed that you're going at. So please just keep that in mind, especially if you have no weight. It's going to be a little bit easier, especially for you to get that second overhead press. We start in 3, 2, 1. Weight in those heels. So squat in the heels. Press, press, weights in your heels as you come down, switch it up, press, press, reaching through those knuckles big time, your belly is pulled in, keep coming back to making sure that core is nice and tight, supporting you. You're sending your glutes towards the back of the room as you sit down. We already practiced squats today. You're great at them. Remember, you're working at the pace that works for your body, that works for your weights. And you're still breathing. You're moving within that breath. Reaching that halfway point right now. Still working to keep those shoulders away from the ears. Belly in again. You got it. Who's with me? I'm with you, is what I would scream at the television. I know you got this. You're looking so good, is what some of them say. And I say, I know I do. Thank you so much. That's why I just keep showing up. Sometimes just having a person, quote unquote, in the room with me keeps me going. Am I going to march in place by myself to the music? No. Am I going to turn on a video of someone else marching in place and march with them? Heck yes, I am. Oh my gosh. It really is interesting how much we come together even through video these days. Last 10 seconds. Really finish strong here. Oh, I can't wait to show you what we're bringing next. 3, 2, 1. Do one more on that opposite side if you didn't get into it. Oh, and then shake it out. Okay, y'all. We're gonna add in a windmill to this. So I want you to practice it once without any weight at all. So with your hand by your shoulder, you're gonna press up overhead, and then you're gonna look at it. You're gonna look at it. And then you're slowly gonna bring the weight back to your heels. And maybe you just bring your forearm to your thigh, and you stand all the way back up and bring it down, and then we'll come back into our squat and switch. Look up towards the ceiling. Bring the weight into your heels. Come into that squat, and then stand back up. If it feels good for you, if you feel stable in that shoulder, you can even come all the way down, tap the floor. Keep looking up at that weight. I'm telling you though, you might need a lighter weight than you used a second ago. These are challenging. You're gonna thank me tomorrow when you show up, and I would rather you switch to a lighter weight or even do no weight at all. Just practice this as a range of motion move. You're gonna get something no matter what. So we got 2 more minutes of work, then we got to cool down in 3, 2, 1. So open those feet a little bit wider, get that big squat. We got 2 presses, 1, 2, now turn, look at it. My thumb is towards the front of the room, bringing the weight into my heels, squat down, touch at the floor, then reach up through your knuckles, turn back around. My pinky fingers to the front, bring it back down, squat in. Lift up, 2 presses, 1, 2, thumb to the front of the room, look up at the weight in my heels, touch down, and lift up. Awesome. Keep moving at your own pace, belly pulled in tight still. You got that squat. Maybe you're like, I didn't like that. I'm just gonna do 2 overhead presses and come right back into the other side, and that's totally okay. Make sure you're still looking up through the weight, your back, your shoulders are so engaged. All you can do is your best. Maybe today you're just looking up at the weight, getting that big stretch into your side. Just give it a little bit of a longer interval for these so that you have time to move slowly and carefully. 2 presses, option into this windmill. Remember, you don't have to touch all the way down to the floor like I am. You can always just, 2 presses. Just bring your forearm towards your thigh, little smaller range of motion, little less to have to control there. You got about 20 seconds left. What can you bring here to your last 20 seconds of work? Make sure you finish even. If you started on one side, I want you to be honest with yourself. Give yourself another second, finishing up the last round right now on the opposite side. Last round, last move of today. Yay! Take your time slowly, carefully. Put that weight down. Grab one more sip of water if you want it. Let's stretch it out. Let's stay standing here for a good minute. How much time do we have? 5 minutes. It's so much time. All right, let's inhale those arms up overhead. Thumbs towards the back of the room. Exhale. Relax your arms down by your side. Couple more. You can bend your knees. Inhale, arms up overhead. Find that big stretch in your abs and your belly. Exhale, arms down by your side. Inhale. Yes, I am sweating big time in this sweatshirt right now. Weight through your heels. We'll reach up. Exhale. Last time, we're going to leave those arms up overhead. Beautiful. Go ahead. Bend your right elbow like you're drawing a bow and arrow up towards the ceiling. Your elbow comes towards your glute. Exhale, back up. Inhale. Left elbow maybe even open a little to the left side. Back up. Exhale. So drawing your elbow down and back towards your glute, towards the center of your spine. Let's get 2 more on each side. I know those shoulders are screaming right now. Last one. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Make sure your heels are in line behind your toe. Pull your belly in tight. Stretch those arms out to the side. Let's swan dive down towards the floor. Inhale, come on up into a half lift. So you're stretching through your glutes towards the wall behind you. You're stretching through the crown of your head. Your back is as flat as possible. And on your next exhale, I want you to bend your knees if you need to. And relax and release those bellies towards your knees. You can take as generous of a bend of your knees as possible. Finding a little separation of the shoulders in this stretch right here. The more that you start to bring the weight forward towards your toes instead of in your heels, the more you're going to feel a big stretch in your hamstrings, maybe even down into your calves. Take one more inhale into half lift. Stretch through the crown of your head, pull your shoulders away from your ears, and exhale once more into forward fold. Maybe you can stretch those hips up a little bit higher this time. All right, go ahead. You can press into the floor as you heel toe your feet a little bit further apart. Keep your left hand down on the floor. Shift the weight a little more forward into your toes and send your right hand up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, bend the right elbow and reach towards your left hip. Open up towards the sky, maybe even shifting your hips a little over towards the right side to get a little extra stretch through the left glute, hamstring, inner thigh. Take one more big inhale and send that arm back up towards the ceiling. Exhale it down towards the floor. Switch your hands. Inhale your left arm up towards the sky. Maybe you're already starting to shift your hips a little bit over towards the left. Inhale, stretch up. Open your chest, actively pressing into your right hand palm. Exhale, bend and reach your left fingers towards your right hip. By shifting your hips a little bit more towards the left, you also bring a bit of a stretch towards the inner thigh on your right leg. Take one more big inhale. Send that bent arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale your hands down towards the floor. Relax and release down once more. You can even very gently wiggle your hips from side to side. Maybe bring a little bit of a bend into your knees. Awesome. Bring those hands down towards the floor. Bring your knees down towards the floor. Go ahead, inhale that right arm up towards the ceiling. We're going to keep working with our breath. Exhale, go for a gentle thread the needle. Get ready to come out on your inhale. Look up, exhale, thread again. Once more, inhale, look up. Exhale, this time we're going to hang out, getting that big stretch in our shoulder. Walk your left hand forward and then tempt your hand to actively press the pads of your fingers into the floor to help you stretch your glutes a little more towards your heels. You can even wiggle them there to bring the stretch a little bit more throughout your back. Think about bringing the armpit of your left arm a little closer towards the floor.
Take one more big inhale. And walk those hands back on your exhale. Plant your hand palm firmly. Inhale your right arm back up and exhale it down towards the floor. Same thing on the opposite side. Last stretch of the day. Inhale up. Exhale through. Two more. Inhale up. Exhale through. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale through. Take a moment and hold it. You didn't think I was going to leave you today without a quality shoulder stretch. Go ahead and walk your right hand forward as much as possible. Tent those fingers into the floor and apply some pressure as you send your hips back towards your heels like a down dog. Think about internally rotating your right shoulder to bring that armpit a little closer towards the floor. Breathe into the depth of the stretch. Take two more breaths here. And then we'll find movement on that second exhale. Start to walk your right hand back in. Plant it firmly on the floor. Use your inhale to send your left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale it down towards the floor. Tuck your toes under. Hips up towards the ceiling. Walk your hands to your feet or your feet towards your hands. And then very dramatically roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, interlace those fingers behind your back. Stretch your knuckles down towards the floor. Inhale, arms up overhead. Interlace those fingers. Turn your hands, palms forward. Press. Last stretch of the back. Inhale up overhead. And then relax your arms down by your side. You're done. You're amazing. You feel so good because you showed up for yourself. Thank y'all so much for coming. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I hope you're feeling great as you head into whatever time of the day it is you watch this or the rest of your evening. Have a wonderful one.